Have you ever wondered if the internet could just break it? Sounds like a plot from a science fiction movie. But on January 1st, 1983, the internet we know today came dangerously close to never existing at all. This is the story of the day the internet almost died. Before the World Wide Web, before browsers and search engines, the internet was a very different place. It was called ARPANET, a small, exclusive network used mainly by researchers, academics, and the military. Imagine a digital world with no graphics, no websites, just text on a black screen. To send a message or a file, you had to know specific, complex commands. It was powerful, but also incredibly fragmented. Different networks couldn't easily talk to each other. It was like having a phone system where you could only call people who used the exact same brand of phone as you. The creators of ARPANET knew this was a problem. As more networks came online, they needed a universal language, a common set of rules that would allow any computer on any network to communicate seamlessly. This universal language was a new protocol called TCP/IP. TCP, the Transmission Control Protocol, would be responsible for breaking down data into small packets, and IP, the Internet Protocol, would be like a postal service, addressing and routing those packets to their final destination. Together, they would become the backbone of the modern Internet. The plan was simple, but terrifyingly ambitious. On a single day, designated as Flag Day, every single computer connected to the ARPANET, hundreds of them across the country, had to switch from the old protocol, NCP, to the new TCP/IP. This had never been done before on such a scale. There was no going back. Once the switch was made, machines still running, the old protocol would be cut off, silenced forever. It was an all-or-nothing gamble. The date was set, January 1st, 1983. Engineers had spent months preparing. They distributed software on magnetic tapes and sent out countless reminders. They even created little "I survived the TCP/IP transition pins" to try and build morale. But despite all the planning, they were heading into the unknown. What if there was a bug they hadn't found? What if entire sections of the network simply failed to reboot? The entire project, the future of a connected digital world, hinged on this single, coordinated moment. As midnight struck and 1983 began, the switch was thrown. And almost immediately, things started to go wrong. Across the country, network nodes began to blink out. Machines that were supposed to be communicating suddenly fell silent. One of the most critical systems, a central email forwarding machine at SRI International, failed to process the new packet format correctly. This created a digital traffic jam of epic proportions. Messages were being corrupted, duplicated, and sent into endless loops, overwhelming the network. It was chaos. The digital world was fragmenting before their very eyes. Panic began to set in. Could engineers, many of whom had been woken up by late-night calls, scramble to diagnose the problem? They were working remotely, using the very network that was breaking down to try and fix it. Imagine trying to repair a sinking ship while you're still on board. They had to be quick and precise. Every command they typed could either help stabilize the network or make things catastrophically worse. One of the key figures, a legendary engineer named Vint Cerf, often called one of the fathers of the Internet, worked tirelessly with his colleagues. They raced against the clock, debugging code and sending out patches. They discovered that some systems were incorrectly handling the order of bytes in the data packets, a tiny, almost invisible error with massive consequences. It was like a mailman getting the house number and the street name mixed up for every single letter. Slowly, painstakingly, they began to bring systems back online. One by one, the silent nodes flickered back to life. The email traffic jam started to clear. After hours of intense pressure, the network stabilized. The crisis was over. The Internet had survived its near-death experience. The transition to TCP/IP, though rocky, was ultimately a success. So why was this moment so important? Because the switch to TCP/IP is what transformed a small, closed experiment into the global, open Internet we use today. TCP/IP was designed to be universal. It didn't care what kind of computer you had, what operating system you ran, or what kind of network you were on. As long as you spoke its language, you could connect. This decision paved the way for the World Wide Web, for email, for streaming video, for social media, for everything. Without that risky bet on January 1st, 1983, we might be living in a world of disconnected digital islands instead of a single, global network. It's a powerful reminder that so much of the world we live in is built on invisible decisions made by small groups of dedicated people. That one day, that one protocol change fundamentally rewired our planet and the way we communicate, work, and connect with each other. The Internet feels so permanent, so inevitable, but it was born from a moment of incredible risk and ingenuity, and it's still evolving, still being shaped by the choices we make today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this piece of Internet history, consider subscribing for more stories about the hidden world of technology. See you next time.